Alright, so this deck came across my Twitter timeline and it looked kind of sweet, so I wanted to give it a try. It's this blue-black tempo-y deck that has a Kickers Matter theme. So there's Roost of Drakes here, which is a 1-mana enchantment that says when it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, you get a 2/2 Drake, and then whenever you kick another spell, you get a 2/2 Drake. So this is a threat in and of itself that then makes more threats. And then we've got Coralhelm Chronicler here that says whenever you kick a spell, you get to loot. And when it enters the battlefield, you just look at the top 5 and grab a card with Kicker to put into your hand. And then what are we kicking? So we've got Sea Gate Stormcaller, Into the Roil, Bloodchief's Thirst, and Skyclave Shade. And honestly, one of the reasons why I think this deck might be somewhat reasonable is, a lot of our kicker cards here are cards that see some amount of play in other decks. Sea Gate Stormcaller isn't a card that sees a ton of play, but it is a pretty reasonable effect in and of itself. You're actually not kicking this card very often, but it is a card with kicker that you can fetch up with Chronicler. And then utilizing this to double up effects like Bloodchief's Thirst or Deadly Dispute or Village Rites seems particularly sweet. We also have Jace Mirror Image here, which is a card that kicks as well. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see if this plays as sweet as it looks. BT Dubs, you see that Marvel ticker on stream and then the QR code in the corner. Today's stream is sponsored by Marvel Strike Force. We'll be playing a little bit of that at the end of the stream today. Great way to support my content. Check that out using my link. If we hit that 175 goal by Friday evening, we're going to add a bonus stream on Saturday. And if we hit my 225 stretch goal by Friday evening, we're going to break out some costumes for that stream. Yeah, this looks fine, right? One of the things that's kind of sweet too here is with Sea Gate Stormcaller and things like Village Rites, the sacrifice is an additional cost, and this copies the spell. So you can go on 3, play this, get the copy trigger, and then you Village Rites and you get to draw 4 cards. It's a really, really sweet way to gas up. Well, it's a solid start. What are the odds on this one to hit? We've got 5 kicker cards. We're 22, and this is getting 5 looks. Top 5 cards. Generically, we're how likely to hit with that? We're 91% to hit with this. We are the 10% chat. We are the 10%. Looking like our opponent is playing some blue-red dragons. Hey, Detour Off. Thank you for the quarter of year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Every time you say quarter of a year, I hear quart of beer. I'm gonna go ahead and Village Rites this. Hey, Runtime, thanks for the 19 months. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. And then, naturally, after we bricked on the Coralhelm Counselor, like, our next, 3 cards are all kicker cards. I mean, if you look at the deck that we're playing, Jace and Sea Gate Stormcaller are the most questionable individual cards, but Skyclave Shade and Bloodchief's Thirst, for example, both see a reasonable amount of play. And I explained during the deck tech that this is a card that, not that you're kicking, but it's a card that just has an okay rate for its base effect. You're correct that this kicker is too expensive and unreasonable, but this just gives us density. So Coralhelm Chronicler has a density of kicker cards to search for. So, like, your conclusion is correct, but your understanding of the situation and why we're playing the cards is wrong. So, like, if your understanding was, like, if what you're saying is true, but what you're saying also isn't the reason why we're playing particular cards. That being said, we're probably just dead to Goldspan plus Counterspell here. Don't have another piece of interaction in sight. Definitely dead to Goldspan Time Walk. I'm really glad that the Blue-Red Dragons archetype has largely been pushed out of this format. It's definitely like the brew killer and feels bad to play against. Orbaduro, thank you for the 40 months. Welcome back. I appreciate that. I definitely greatly prefer playing against things like green and white aggro. Those types of decks offer a lot more counterplay and meaningful back and forth with blocking mattering. Is Dragons less good or less popular? I think the Dragons deck has mediocre matchups against both aggressive decks in the format. I also think the Dragons deck has a hard time being competitive against those aggressive decks while also being competitive against the I'm gonna keep this without blue mana because I have Skyclave Shade plus what things to sack to draw. It's also tough for it to be good against those aggressive decks while not folding over to things like Snow Control. So we were talking about the patch notes free night last night in Discord a bit. It's hard to what's the word that I'm searching for? It's tough to, well, I guess I'm doing this now. I don't have a land. Fuck! I don't... Well, that game could have gone okay, and then I clicked through it because I was talking and clicking at the same time. About patch notes, it is weird to me how sometimes it makes you click extra through combat, and sometimes it doesn't, and my muscle memory gets me in times like that. I thought I was clicking the button to move out of combat into my main phase so I could play my cards, and it just slid all the way through. Sure, but I mean, like, your comment still doesn't really make sense, Nimblesloth. You're, like, saying the kicker mechanic is bad because not all kicker cards are playable, and, like, that's every design in Magic the Gathering. Not every card that gets printed with a given mechanic is constructed playable with that mechanic. Like, even adventures, for example. There's a lot of oppressive adventure cards, but there's also unplayable bad adventure cards as well. So, like, yeah, there's the ones you listed that are good, that we're playing because they're good. But then, yes, there's also bad ones, you're correct. It's just weird to me to call out, hey, there's bad ones, when, like, that's how Magic works. Yeah, sorry, what I was going to say about the patch notes that someone linked, they're not actually useful. So, I thought about recording a video talking about them, but then I realized I'd much rather just wait until someone data mines what the actual information is. They, like, post broad strokes patch notes so that the community sits down and figures out what's actually in them. I'd rather have Into the Roil than Jace. Jace seems kind of mediocre. I wonder if Jace is better as, like, Null Priest. Hey, thanks to whoever checked out the Marvel promo using my link. Appreciate the support. I'm gonna fire up the Cave of the Frost Dragon. Would you believe me, Kenix, if I told you I wrote and deleted several not particularly nice responses to that one before blocking the person and moving on? So, believe me when I say I feel you. I feel like I need to kick something this turn. I think I'm gonna do this now so I can try and draw a land. Nice. Hey, Inviction, thank you for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Alright, so we're going to take this hit here, and then next turn we can kick Jace to give us another Drake. Hey, Vornson, thank you for the 30 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back.
Love making plans. I'm doing my best, but knowledge is a skeleton key.
I guess I haven't played a land for the turn, and I wouldn't mind kicking Skyclave Shade next turn.
Here's a new piece to the puzzle.
It's like the third game with this deck. I've been live for about 15 minutes. 20 minutes. I started a little earlier today. Hey, thanks for keeping me around, Zintoth. Hope everything ends up alright with your little one. It's very stressful when they're sick. Yeah, so we get to trade a Drake for the 3/4 here. And honestly, like, this game here and the number of choices and combat mattering is just such a good example of what I meant earlier when I said just how much better the quality of games is against decks like white aggro and green aggro than something like blue-red dragons.
One more secret unlocked.
So we want to kick this, that way we get a Drake, because they have another cave thing here. This can't block. I guess these aren't really attacking. I think I'm just gonna play this actually. Am I? That's close. I'll pass for now. Sure, 32 months, Spellbot. Ain't sweet. Roost of Drakes, punch the clock, go to work there. Jace actually did some good work that game. We'll give him another shot. Whereas said wasn't sure if that would be better than something like Null Priest, but Jace definitely went to bat there for us. Yeah, Standard 22 is a ladder format, but it only has best of one. So normally we never play best of one on this stream, but for the sake of playing a standard format that's not infested by Not infested with adventurers. And it's actually less than a month until we have rotation happen on Arena, which is kind of crazy. It's finally here. Yeah, I hadn't touched Eldraine Standard in a very long time. It was not something I had any interest in. I believe it's September 17th we hit rotation though on this platform, so that's nice. Untap lands. Nice, nailed it. Did I read this data design? I did not. Okay, so I'm going to Bloodchief's Thirst the Monk. Oh, this only loots when we actually kick something. Sedge. I knew that somewhere in my heart of hearts, but... So they get to go land and then both of these. I'm just passing here. Julio, thanks for the half a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Life throws curveballs, but your content never fails. Thanks for sticking around, Steve. Appreciate the 32 months. So I assume they're gonna get all their things above 2/2 here. Yeah, the showdown's gonna be pretty brutal. Looking like we're just gonna get outclassed this game. I mean, what does the land accomplish for me, Lambton? Can you explain? Like, drawing a land didn't matter here. If I hit the land, I want to hold it so I can bring back the Skyclave Shade with it, because my odds of hitting 2 lands are quite low. The Ultimatum deck in Standard is a prime example of why combo decks that aren't interactable via creature removal, and Graveyard Hate 2 to a lesser extent sometimes, feel bad to play against and should be sparingly involved as part of Magic's core experience, in my opinion. Magic... combos like that make it so nice. I already got the portable hole ult out. I just play Sea Gate Stormcaller as a blocker here. And I'm going to. Combo decks that require specific narrow interaction like discard spells or counter spells offer very little counterplay for a variety of decks in most formats, which makes them feel quite bad to play against. Creates a very polarizing gameplay experience on average. Easy block, that's why we played it out. I think we're just passing for the turn. Gonna kick this next turn. Seems good for us. Oh no! Oh, Redain. Is there any reason for my lands to be snow lands, chat? Can someone check out my deck list? Nothing in my deck cares about lands being snow lands, right? Someone fact check for that for me real quick. None at all. Excellent. 0 snow synergy. Love it. Good beats. All right, 11 down to 3. Please be a blank. God bless. All right, so I'm gonna play out another black source. We'll kick this, kill that. This will generate us a 3/3 and a 2/2. The hip thing to do, right? Hey, thanks to whoever checked out the Marvel promo. I appreciate that. 62 out of our 175 goal. We'll double here, single here. We'll Village Rites to sack the 3/3. Thanks, White Stripes. It is pretty quick. Less than 5 minutes is accurate. Okay, second Roost of Drakes. Second Roost of Drakes, and we're cooking with gas, fam. 6, 7. I think I'm gonna hold up a Deadly Dispute here. Whenever you attack, target attacking creature gets 1/1 for each other attacking creature and gains double strike. Yikes. What are we looking for at this point? Just like another Roost? Seven? Okay, so I can do this. And I can kick this. And then we could Village Rites this. Draw 6. Alright, things are happening. Things are happening. This is good. Good. I'm into it. Hey, thanks for 15 months, Archangel. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Honestly, I think it's just Pest Summoning here. Get some chip blockers. I think we're solidly into garbage time at this point. As long as I leave back some flyers so I don't die to Maul, I think we should be pretty good to go here. The Drakes have come home to roost, chat. Our flyboys definitely seem sweet. There. If we're playing against aggro, we can like Sea Gate Stormcaller plus Bloodchief Thirst, kill 2 things on 3. Appreciate you, pro game. Turn 2 Expressive Iteration. Oh, I forgot to cut the snow lands. Should probably do that. Just gonna play a 2-1 here on 2. Start attacking. That milled a lot of cards, chat. Our average converted mana cost was very low. Each of those took 20 cards, chat. Hey, I'm glad you had fun, Dwight. Yeah, Christy and I have played the, well, I mean, if you draw 3 Hideous Laughters in 13 cards, it's pretty good against my deck that has no curve. At all. What an interesting game of Magic. Right? Imagine you're a burn deck and you just have like three mana deal 7s. It's like what if? Swap out these basics for regular basics here so we don't get redeemed again. That was Tasha's Hideous Laughter. It mills cards, or exiles cards, until it's exiled a total of 20 converted mana cost or more. So against my deck that's almost all 1 and 2 mana spells, it's very good. Honestly, looking at this deck too, I might change the creature lands up. The deck list I picked up off the internet had 2 Hall of the Storm Giants and 2 Hive of the Eye Tyrants, but feel like I'd rather have just 4 Hives. So I'm gonna Village Rites this. No, I did. That's regular swamp. This sequence is pretty sweet, like Village Rites, Skyclave, and replay it on 3. Yeah, I think the game doesn't go long enough for Hall a lot of the time. Or I'd be surprised if that was the case. I don't really want to let them learn this turn, so I think I'm just gonna do this and kick the Roost here. Morning, Jed Chick. Thanks for the 17 months. Welcome back. We don't need no education. Leave them kids alone. Was that the reading Roost of Drakes pause? It was. It was, in fact, the reading Roost of Drakes pause. Good morning, youngest son. Love you too, dude. Have fun. Discard a card. Probably Bloodchief's Thirst. We're just kick another Roost here, huh? Attack for 2, make some more 2/2s. Hey, thanks, server. Checked out the Marvel promo there. 63 out of 175. Teacher, leave the Eyetwitches alone. Hey, they killed our Skyclave Shade, which means if we draw a land, it gets to make 2 Drake friends, chat. Excuse me? I mean, oh, they're exiling. Okay, that makes sense. I got it. I got you now. So we're trading for a Drake, but we're also getting rid of that permanently. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, so obviously we don't really care about this, but this Bloodchief's Thirst, when we kick it, gets to make 2 Drake friends, so hits you for 4, add 4 power to the table. Flying Chupacabra, yeah, basically. Alright, untapped land is lethal. We'd have lethal already if this would have been the other one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna swap to 4 Hives after this. Obviously, we'll keep the ratios of our colors the same, but to like turn these into islands and turn 2 swamps into these, basically. Yeah, a lot of the weird cards in this deck, like Roost of Drakes, are uncommons. You might probably need to craft these if you didn't open any. The Drakes have come home to roost. It makes me sad that I flubbed the first couple of games. I wonder how many people will turn the YouTube video off because I flubbed the first couple of games and not see the sweet run that we had after. What I want to do, I wanted to go +2, -2, +2, -2. Can always just not upload the bad games. 1, I don't like being selective with the games that I upload. And 2, if I wanted to cut the bad games, it would require me to do video editing, and I hate doing video editing, chat. I cut the Snow Basics already. So for reference, people often comment they're impressed with the speed at which I get things uploaded to YouTube. The OBS recording software that I use lets you record video sessions while streaming to Twitch. So like every time we start a deck, before I do the intro, I start recording a new local file. And then when we finish the deck, I close that file out and then I start a new one at the next deck segment. So unless there's some kind of issue with the local file, I just send those cuts straight up without any editing. That's why I don't have one of those like fancy YouTuber intro things. I'd like have to manually add that in. I guess I could do that live on Twitch if I wanted to too. It seems like a lot of work. If we ever playing Roost of Drakes early, I think this is basically a 4-drop. We play the Hive and pass. Yeah, that requires editing, Lambton. So anything that's not just like a full straight cut, you have to like link video files to. And stuff, it's a whole ordeal. I think again I'm just playing this as a 2-1 to trade. Unfortunate that Skyclave Shade can't block here. Second Roost of Drakes is quite good if we can draw another land here. So we're taking 5 here down to 13. If we draw untapped land, we get to play a game. If we don't draw an untapped land, we're going to concede. Yeah, and remember, Roost of Drakes, for those not familiar, you have to cast a kicked spell, so I can't just go like Drake, make it 2/2. It has to be kicked. Yes, white aggro is probably the best deck in the format, Lambton. Green aggro is not too far behind, but I think white aggro wins matches a little bit faster on average, so it's more popular. Like I said, honestly, from a content and play pattern perspective, I'd much rather have the white aggro decks be super popular than things like blue-red dragons, Goldspans, and Aldrin's Epiphanies. Are so super toxic to play against. Alright, so opponent's black, white, but not snow. I'll go ahead and get rid of this. This is Standard 22. The format is in the stream title. I don't always put the deck name in the stream title anymore, but you can always take a peek at the stream title to see what format we're currently playing. I have 3 black. Let's grab a 3rd blue. It's like some angels. Should put that on the list of things I want to play again. It's been a hot second. Into the Roil impacts the board nicely, so I think we'll grab that. What's going on, little beefy? Thanks for the follow. Good morning. Read. It's an Ember Cleave. I haven't played against that card in forever. Card's not particularly popular in Historic anymore. Which, if I'm being honest, I'd trade in getting Memory Lapse constantly for getting Ember Cleaved in a heartbeat. Nah, I'd rather... It's kind of sad that Embercleave's been pushed out of Historic. It means the format's not about creatures. Hey, thanks to whoever completed the Marvel promo. Appreciate you. Non-standard 22 doesn't exist. So it's a lie I'll tell my children about someday. That's sad. Our opponent's disconnected. I think we're a little bit behind this game, but not too bad. We're going to kick Roil to tempo something and draw a card this turn. I would be incredibly surprised if Jeskai Control is not still the best deck in Historic post-Historic Horizons. I am looking forward to exploring Historic Horizons a little bit, but I'd be lying if I didn't say I wasn't looking forward to rotation more. It's just another Into the Roil here. And probably Jace Scry. Hey, Michael Mercury, thanks for 11 months. There aren't really combo decks in this format, Thoughtseize Bug. The format is fairly polarized around aggro and control. We're actually going to have a pretty gas turn next turn. Got our Skyclave Shade, sack it to Deadly Dispute, recast it. Standard, generally speaking, doesn't lead itself to do the thing style decks. Any good mid-range? No, mid-range isn't playable in a best of one format for the most part. I guess to reassess for a brief moment, the Naya Bard deck kinda does a thing, I suppose. I think that one probably qualifies. Let's say Naya Bard. Look up the Naya Bard deck on the YouTube channel. I want both of these, and I think I want Stormcaller next turn. McStinson, thanks for the 1.5 years. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for the 22-month styles. We're learning, chat. We're learning. Probably just Necrotic Fumes later. That's rude. Let's kick this. Oh, right, I get to loot as well. Huh? Might actually just bin the Necrotic Fumes here. I kind of like the rest of these. Hey, thanks for the 24 months, Golgolly. Welcome back. Does deck want sweepers in the sideboard for best of 3? Yeah, probably. And then we can kick into the Roil this turn. And then next turn we can Sea Gate Deadly Dispute. I think Fighter class could be a relevant card. I don't think you really need more equipment. And part of the problem with a card like Fighter class is that it's just like you don't want more of that kind of effect, really. Okay. I think we just trade 2 Drakes for the Valkyrie here. Well, I guess we'll trade Skyclave Shade, actually, right? So that comes back. Yes, I think I'm going to start with this. We could kick this and then dispute, but then that's all our mana for the turn. And I think I want to make sure I can kick some spells this turn. Although I guess if I kick this, I get a Drake. Thanks, Allocan. Appreciate it. Dispute would make 1 extra treasure. So it's 1 versus 3, right? Or like 3 versus 2. I don't have that much board presence. I just don't need 6 cards. We're gonna get plenty of gas from 4 cards. Yeah, sweet. Alright, so kick this. Discard the Skyclave Shade. We're not going to play those. I'm going to hold my treasures for now, I think. Attack with these. And I think we're ready to pivot, huh? Got double Drake going. Even if this is a Starheim Unleashed, I think we're going to be able to play through both Starheim Unleashed and Legion Angels in the back of Roost of Drakes here. These mid-ranging games are so much fun. Some of the best gameplay Magic has to offer, in my opinion. That sounds about right, Mr. Putty. What? Friendo. What? Alright, I mean, if they're just gonna keep giving me all of these, we'll take them. Beggars shan't be choosers and all that. Kick it! Kick it! Goodbye, friends. Roost has been really impressive when it gets going. He just killed both their things, right? The Valkyries have so much rage against these Drakes, chat. Poor little Drakes just going into the Angel Wood Chipper. Alright, Drakes 1, Angels 0, chat. So it could be a soul type version of this deck that plays the 4-mana ramp spell. Maybe? Third colors are a little bit tough in this format. We had a bit of a rocky start, but we've definitely gotten to highlight some sweetness here. Glad I had this one come across my feed. Hand's a little sad if they're on like white aggro again, but even if they are on white aggro, we get like Caller on 2 into this on 3 could maybe be okay. Our deck's busted, chat. Broken in half. Hey, Siri, thanks for the Prime support. There's a ton of great people you can drop those Beza bucks off with every month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending them this way this month. Jeff enjoyed Uncharted so much he started playing Drake on Arena. Huh. So, I think against blue-red dragons, this is a matchup where we want to deploy this early proactively. Because I'd prefer this not get countered later. And this triggers on casting of kick spells down the line. Which means that it happens even if they counter our stuff, which is nice.
Solving mysteries is my specialty.
You know, I don't even know why I bother to scry.
You do that?
They have a dragon here. This is much better than Goldspan Dragon for us, so I'll take that. So I think because I know there's a Village Rites on top of my deck that I want, I'm going to go ahead and Sea Gate Stormcaller into Deadly Dispute here. Hey, Schnookums, thank you for the 23 months. Welcome back. Man, if we can get this other Roost down, that'll be huge. I'm going to cast this not kicked because they want to counterspell this card. So if they counterspell this, I want to be able to do other things this turn. Okay, and then kick it. Nah, I think I like just committing the threats to the board here, Time Lord. Captain, thanks for 46 months. As an extra turn spell foretold. Could be a card draw spell. Wow. Still just nothing, huh? A nice number of Marvel installs. Is it too conservative here to only attack with the Skyclave Shade? I feel like the way I lose this game is like a dragon running out of control, and I'm gonna make so many drakes. I feel like I just want to make sure they can't free roll Goldspan Dragon attacks into me. Yep. Yeah, getting to level 2 in the Marvel thing completes the tutorial part. Makes the ticker in the corner go up.
I do love data analysis. What kind of puzzles will I be solving today?
I mean, do I want this Village Rites? I don't think I need a second one. Go ahead and draw this.
Another answer, another riddle.
Just again, getting this into play now while they're less likely to want to counterspell. Yeah, plenty of things in hand to kick later. This is potentially more things to kick. Appreciate it, Jace. Yeah, I have till Friday night to rack up things on the ticker, so if you can't do it this morning. Well, shit. Oh, it exiled the Skyclave Shade. Well, that's rude.
What a refreshing thought. Aha! Just what I was looking for.
We shall rebuild. Hi, Wizzy. Thanks for the follow. Good morning. Alright, I'm gonna stack 3 birds on this gold span. If they have 2 ways to kill 2 of these, that is what it is. Yeah, I assume they're just taking another turn here with this face down card. And then they can throw birds at my Jaces. They probably should have sent these birds into this Jace.
At least I look like I know what I'm doing.
Oh, the dragon's dead, so they can't. Good call. Good call. Morning, Cody. Thanks for the 28 months. Welcome back. I'll take a Hive of the Eye Tyrant.
Oh, this is genius.
And then we can Chronicler, draw the Into the Roil, hold up Into the Roil. Preordain every turn is great. If you're already a sub and do the Marvel thing, I'm happy to gift you a sub next month when your sub expires if you DM me a picture and remind me. Or also a bonus stream if we hit my goal. Mr. Mediocrities, thank you for the Prime support. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate it. Can we kick it? Yes, we can. Most definitely. Yeah, I can gift a random for you. Yeah, we had some choices there, yeah. And remember, even if these don't resolve, the Roost kicks on cast when you cast a kicked spell. So we're getting Drakes here regardless. They don't have good attacks, even if they have a Dargon. And then now at end of turn, I'm just going to go ahead and send one of these back and make a bunch of friends. This is a cast trigger as well, so we'll get to loot the Skyclave Shade into the bin to recast it from there later. Crash the Week's a sorcery, right? Yeah.
I love learning.
I don't even really know what we're looking for at this point. We kind of have everything. Guess I'll keep an extra kicker spell. Nope, this one is Android and iOS. Tap that link on your mobile or scan the QR code on your mobile. It'll take you to your app store. I think we're going for lethal here, right? Just like do this on here. We still have Into the Roil to hold up. Like even if this isn't lethal, like we have a big board, they like have to have Crush the Weak, and then we still have more kickers after that. Yeah, they're dead on board to this, so. I think using the Slapland is much worse than playing the removal spell, because the removal spell leaves behind blockers, which means if they have removal spells to prevent themselves from dying, we're insulated against Goldspan Dragon on the backswing. I was just seeing if I could get my free point in here. I definitely want a Deadly Dispute. I wish I knew what we were drawing before I decided what to do here. Yeah, feels bad, man. Oh, this is, should have played this. My brain saw 1 mana black spell, was like, oh, we'll play another Eyetwitch. Again, looking for Drakes at this point. Happy to trade here. This is a Drachi, right? It's not a Drachi for a little while, though. Probably just Snake Mascot Exhibition, huh? I'm gonna kick this Royal now before they draw more cards. Obviously, they could already have another Deadly Dispute, but the odds are lower. Our deck definitely desperately wants Drakehaven in play. Or whatever, not Drakehaven, whatever the Roost of Drakes. Drakehaven's the cycling Drake card. I'm gonna put this into play tapped and pass. So that way, when I Mascot Exhibition, I can hold up Village Rites. We also might want to wait to Village Rites until after I can kick Sea Gate Stormcaller, but I also like have a lot of cards in hand. I mean, to be fair, they've been beating me up a little bit while we look at each other. So if you kick this, you copy your next cast spell twice. But we could have more cards in hand. That is true. The big mood. I think I just Sea Gate regular into a single Village Rites here. Eyetwitch is good at staring contests. I thought he was a little twitchy. Guess we'll get some pests for now. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. That's what we were looking for to pull ahead with. The Drakes have come home to roost. Shit. ship it. And then next turn, hopefully... So we've got 3 Drakes and 38 cards. We've got 6 looks at a second Drake for next turn. I'd actually be pretty surprised if they can outgrind the Roost of Drakes. Wow, no sweeper, just Mascot Exhibition. That seems great for us. Especially with all these into the row. I thought for sure they were sandbagging a snow sweeper. Just a Skyclave Shade, eh? Go ahead and kill this. I think send in the squad. This deck's really good at using all of its mana in the mid game. Got a ton of, like, spend 7 and 8 mana turns. Gonna, like, casually outgrind with their Mascot Exhibition here. We felt like we've had a chance against everything other than hideous laughter, Big Moon.
I have a few choices. What a I can't resist a good riddle.
The Drakes have come home to roost, chat. I heard you wanted to grind, opponent. Welcome to the Drakes now. Do 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 do. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I will get what I want.
I love learning. Now here's an interesting idea.
Alright, kick this one. Kick this one.
My power is for annihilation. My will cannot be denied.
We've not played against Black-White Kaya, and I would imagine that matchup is very difficult to impossible. They have Vanishing Verse and Kaya that both exile Roost of Drakes, and without Roost of Drakes, we don't really have threat density. Would be a matchup we would definitely need sideboard cards to be competitive in. They can exile Skyclave Shade too, cleanly. In Sniper, you can find the deck list on your screen. Also type exclamation point deck in chats. Yeah, I mean, we 10 out of 10 are 10 out of 10 are gonna grind them out of this game. Not close.
Subservience will be rewarded.
Subservience will be rewarded. I think we're just looking for like a third Roost of Drakes at this point, right? So we can rebuild harder, better, faster, stronger, more than every hour after hour. Jace is never over. So I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we can drop this. We can kick Skyclave Shade. We can kick Bloodchief's Thirst to kill Lilith. It's the old they swept the board last turn. Used 1 land drop to generate, like, you know, 13 power casually. Alright, go. Your move, Yugi boy. Oh, did I forget to scry? I think I forgot to scry because I was so excited about what we were doing. No, I scryed bottom. No, I scryed bottom. We're good. Sorry, a lot happened there. Yeah, I'm supposed to Into the Roil my Jace. Response to that. You're just so used to using 2 Jace effects that only using 1 felt wrong. Big mood. And this Hive of the Eye Tyrant here gets to exile their Planeswalker. So they can stop bringing her back. Okay, and then I'm gonna kick Into the Roil on the Skullport Merchant. So my Hive stays alive. Because my creature lands are our insurance plan should we run out of other things after their sweepers. Part of that too, Drunk Owl, is a symptom of the fact that, like, this format hasn't had a lot of tournaments in it. I also think it's going to be sweet when we get to expand things into having sideboards too. Like, there's a lot of things that are close to competitive in this format that are just too polarized in some matchups. But they'd be playable with sideboard. Well, so this is only mana value 2 or less.
I'm hungry. Aren't I the generous one?
Man, where's my 3rd Drake Haven at? It's a tilter. 8, 9.
Pity our time is over.
So I'm supposed to... They have Confront the Past. Am I supposed to do this or this? It's probably this, right? They did to double activate, kill a token? Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna be honest with you, Chad, I didn't count. Some of you are trying to end this game. I'm trying to generate Drake tokens. I'm not going to get into you about which of us is correct, but... it's me, I'm correct. If the game ends, we have 0 Drake tokens. Yes, I see? Dig gets it. Why don't the rest of you get it, chat? Won't somebody please think of the Drake tokens? See? We got there. So we had some flubs in the beginning to start, but I'm really glad we stuck it out. This deck was quite sweet. We did notable. We felt competitive against white aggro. We felt okay against blue-red. And we felt fine against mono-black control. That being said, we notably did not run into the black-white snow deck. And I would bet the black-white snow deck is pretty difficult for us because the reason why we were good against the mono-black build is because Roost of Drakes got to sit and play and just bury them. And the white-black deck, it has Vanishing Verse and Kaya to take things like this off the table, which make it a lot more challenging. So I think in a best of 3 world, if you're looking to port this deck into the fall when rotation happened, you probably can have better play in those matchups by boarding more threat density in. But in the best of 1 setting, I think if you want to play this, you're probably decent into the aggro decks, and you're probably going to punt into specifically the black-white deck. But I think that's fine. This format's relatively diverse. In fact, I think the single most popular deck is probably white aggro, and that didn't feel terrible in the games that we played. So that's sweet. I'm glad we tried it. A lot of neat things hiding in this format, it seems like.